Hi everyone, my name is Aaliyah Brown, and this is a new segment I have that is called What's Your Story? On this week's episode, we have Richie Billions. He is a producer, engineer, artist, the whole nine, you name it. So we're just going to dive right in and welcome Richie. So let's get started. Richie, we're going to start with the basics. What is your story? Let's just start from the top.
Well, my story is I was born in Washington, D.C., Howard University Hospital. My family, I'm a son to two immigrant parents from Jamaica. Mabel, Anthony Hall. I was born in 86, so that should tell you my age already.
Okay.
Been in Washington, D.C. area, the DMV area, probably all my life. Love music. Like I said, my parents would wake up, my father would wake up in the morning and take me to like jazz classes. And I was doing music classes early in the morning for my middle school. And my father used to always take me that because that was like my only love, the only thing I would love to do.
Yeah.
And I got into engineering and basically music by my teacher. She set it up a recording session for the band. So I was that day I couldn't go to sleep that day. So when I got into school one night and I seen the engineer setting up the whole floor and everything, I'm like, yo, this is what I want to do. So from there, progressed on, went to Baltimore, made a little name for myself, started working with a lot of independent artists, and then moved to Atlanta to try build. We here now.
Yeah. And so you've been here for only a few months, right?
3 months.
Okay. And what are some type of waves you think you're making or trying to at least make out here? Because like I said, when I met you, I thought you was like cream of the crop, top, like Richie Billions, where is that? So kind of talk a little bit about the strides you're making or wanting to take and kind of how you got there as well, just kind of moving out here to the
A. In the midst of this whole COVID-19, me and my wife just said, yo, let's just get up and leave. She got laid off her job. I was not working at the time. I was like, listen, I'm going to take my last little savings and we going to Atlanta. So packed up the kids. I made sacrifices by leaving my parents and leaving loved ones back at home to come down here and pursue what I wanted to pursue. And then from there, I think it's more of God's work for real, because how everything aligned from the time I moved down here, meeting somebody the first day I moved down here, them linking me up with this person and everything, it's crazy how everything aligned. So cross collaborating with different artists from out here and networking.
Yeah.
You gotta network. You gotta plant that seed and go on, hit the ground running for real.
Yeah. So can we expand on that when you hit the ground in Atlanta? And the first day you're out here, like, tell me a little bit about how that went through, because I know a lot of people move to Atlanta, myself included, and it's not that easy. It's like real, like grinding, like pavement hitting. So kind of, I'm interested in how you kind of blossomed.
Well, my strategy was basically to hit the open mics. Like get into the scene. If it is the underground scene, if it's the industry scene, but you gotta know when you start from a new city or whatnot, you gotta get underground first. You can't be like, oh, I'm about to link up with Bow Wow or Gucci Man or somebody. It's not gonna happen like that. I just came out here and I had a plan. I had a strategy. Same thing I did it with Baltimore. I was like, I'm gonna hit these open mics. I'm gonna get to know different artists. I want to get to know where they're from. You know what I mean? What type of sound they're listening to. How can I be a servant onto you? How can I help you? So customer service. So when I worked my 9 to 5, I used to work for Xfinity. The biggest thing for Xfinity was customer service, tending and serving your customer. When you get into that household, this is not my home. You get what I'm saying? Atlanta, like I said, I always tell myself I'm a visitor here. So if I'm at your household, if this is where you're from, I'm here to serve you. You know what I'm saying? How can I help and how can be an asset to you? You know what I mean? So with that being said, I went to these open mics, got with these artists, watched their performance like, yo, you did this, but I think I can help you with this. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
rather than be like, oh yeah, I'm Richie Billions, ooh, nah, they don't give a fuck about that. Sorry, excuse my language, but they don't give a crap about that. Bro.
Yeah.
People want to know how can you be an asset to them? How can you help them? And likewise, how can I help you? And how can you help me?
Right. And that kind of goes into another question I have for you too, is your confidence level, because not a lot of people could move out here and be like, I'm going to help you, and it's like, who are you? So kind of talk about how, you really kind of got into just like being a servant for the people and just having that confidence to walk up to an underground person and be like, I can see how I can help you in this sense.
Well, for me doing it, I've been doing this. I can basically say I've been doing this for years, but I haven't really noticed that I've been doing this for years. You get what I'm saying? Until I look back, I'm like, dang, I did help this person do this, and they got me into these rooms, and I learned off of different people.
Yeah.
And then seeing different artists, I'm like, okay, I see that you're not doing this right. Won't you come sit down with me, and then we can learn off each other? Because probably something you don't know that I know, or something that I know that you don't know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, knowledge is key. To what you were saying with confidence, it's just, I don't know, it's just me. I feel like if you don't have confidence doing something, people not going to believe you. So when I get on that stage and I perform, I'm with confidence. Like, you go to see me. I mean, I want to move around. I want to get in your face. I want to look at you. I want you to get up and dance. You know what I mean? I want you to have a good time. There's too much trap rappers, too much people shooting up, bang, bang. We're not even in that. We already have enough of that going on right now. You get what I'm saying? In the world today, I'd rather have you party, get up, and forget about what's going on in the world today, for real.
I want to talk about some of your projects that you have and that you're working on, because I know you guys have that Dirty Wine and some other songs that you kind of performed out here last weekend, which was really cool. So talk about your, like, being able, I have two questions. So I want you to talk about kind of bringing like that Baltimore vibe to the Atlanta area and how you're kind of trying to switch up some things in the game, but also talk about like your, just your persona when you do like try and get on stage and just kind of make people forget about whatever and zone into you. Does that make sense?
Baltimore vibe, when I moved to Baltimore, the reason why I moved to Baltimore, because my wife, she was attending Morgan State for a master's for business administration. So her traveling from Silver Spring, White Oak, all the way to Baltimore, that was dead. And her coming home all times of night, I'm like, nah, let's just go ahead and move. You look for a place, I'll move out there. I was opposed to moving out there, but I'm like, God give you opportunity, you take it. Go, run with it. So, I mean, got out there. I was always working on music, but I haven't really went out there performing stuff. I want you basically get my everything ready. So, boom, back to the Baltimore vibe. I joined, got in line with there's a place called Love. There's a event called Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop open mic downtown, 401 North Howard Street. They don't have it there anymore. But like I said, I was in line just like other artists. Got real cool with Big Guy, the host down there, and then I started learning the behind the scenes everything. Start sweeping up floors, setting up tables, wherever you need. Like I said, to be a servant. So wherever you need, how can I be an asset to what you got going on, and how can I help you build? I mean, help you build. I don't want any money from it. I just want to build relationships with the artists. That's what I did. Got in there, build a relationship with the artists, caught on to their vibe, see what they wanted. I mean, and that's how I tapped into the whole Be More vibe, the club music. You know what I mean? How they dance. There's a reason why they dance, how they move like that. Baltimore is a whole different vibe. You know what I mean? So I feel like, to me, like I said, you met Mont Poppy and you met YBM, Bam Wise coming down there. Mont is actually the guy who came to me with the idea with Dirty Wine. He's like, yo, I got this idea. I mean, he couldn't really put it into to vision. I guess he tried to do with other people. It didn't work out. Brought it to me, and then that's how we started off the whole vibe. He knew my background of everything, and you know what I mean? That's how we started with that.
Yeah, and that's just your way of being a servant to him, to kind of opening doors in different ways,
And that's a strong part of being a producer. I
Yeah.
mean, basically, bringing somebody vision.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Seeing
Yeah.
their vision, hearing the sound, what they hear in their head, but you don't know exactly what they hear in their head.
Mm-hmm.
So you sit down with me and I can work my move, and if it sound right, and we run with it, it didn't work.
Yeah. So you wear multiple hats: producer, artist, engineer, visionary, servant,
Right.
all of them in one. And so how do they all kind of play a part, do you think, in the industry, being able to be so versatile?
Not a lot of artists can produce their own tracks, record their own tracks, mix their own tracks, master their own tracks, put it through metadata. Like, it takes steps. So with that being said, is basically learning from the ground up, learning the music. I came out here to learn. I told you I came out here to learn the music business. So I know how to distribute my music.
Yeah.
I know how to mix, master my music. I know how to get it on all platforms. I know how to your sound scan, how to what do you call it? Just basically apply it all the way around. So even with that, it's just basically, I don't know, just basically putting it out there.
Yeah.
I mean, but I know I could be a strong asset to somebody's team.
Yeah, because you have the whole package.
Whole package.
Yeah.
One
And so do you talk about some things that you're currently working on or in the works of doing at the moment?
Well, at the moment, I have a project out right now called Flawless Victory. That's on all platforms. Flawless Victory. You'll see my big head on there. It's black, yellow. It's black, yellow with me on there. I mean, with that project, I basically tapped in. I was in the whole Baltimore zone and catching that whole vibe. So that's another thing. I moved out here. I wanted to catch the vibe out here and to do something different. So right now, I'm working on a project called Dirty Money. Dirty Money and Clean Money is basically going to be two, probably like a bundle pack. Really, I'm gonna put out Dirty Money first and then Clean Money. Okay. It's same cover, different. The Dirty Money is like, it kind of looks like the old old $100 bill, that color, and you got the Clean Money, which is that the blue strip and everything. So it's a concept behind that. Okay. So that's what I'm working on out here right now.
Okay, making moves.
Right now, I'm taking this time to plan for next year, for 2021. Yeah. Hopefully, everything will die down. So I'm trying to look for publicists, managers, other engineers, other artists to work with, but in the comfort of my own home, everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But events and everything, wherever I come across and it makes sense and it's professional, then I'll run with it. I mean, because there's a lot, and that's another thing I want to say. There's a lot of, for people who wants to come down to Atlanta and try to book shows and work with different promoters, you got to know who you're dealing with. Because there's promoters out here who just want you to buy a section and promise you and won't fulfill their promises. So you got to know who you're dealing with when you're out here. At least try to get a contract, at least. Yeah. If you're getting booked for a show to come out and you're spending money, at least have a contract saying, on this day, I'm coming to perform for such and such at this time, have a time schedule, and make sure everything is legit. I mean, I'm sure, like I said, let me say shout out to Lady Ola. I mean, that's probably one of the biggest events I did out here. And I'm talking about the whole experience with that. By that day, that same day, having sound check, you felt like you were an artist. You know what I mean? You felt like you were important. By when you went to the venue, you had press over there, so you can do your interviews, you can link with people, network. They had a whole networking session. Like, it was real dope. I think there should be more events like that.
I think that's all that I have. If there's anything you want to add, tell the people where they can follow you and what to look forward for in the future with Richie Billions.
Oh, it's your boy Richie Billions. That's RICHIEBILLIONZ. Follow me on all streaming platforms, Instagram, Google me. Trust me, I'll be the first person to pop up on Google. I mean, like I said, don't be afraid to reach out to me, DM me or whatnot. I'm very people friendly, so it's not like, oh, I'm too busy, I'm not going to talk to you. Listen, holler at me.
I will listen.
And like I said, shout out to YBLM, Bama, Mont, I mean, the whole Be More family and whatnot. Shout out to Aaliyah, you know what I mean? We go right here, we're going to do a lot of great things, trust me.
We will. Keeping it up.
I will.